Hi, good morning, and happy Thursday. Why do I have to think so hard? It's Thursday, and I'm going to the office. I go to the office on Tuesday and Thursday. I don't know when. I can't remember what day it is because, each day has its own little plan. I wished I could have slept in this morning. I had another weird dream, but I can't remember it. It had dogs in it too. God, are you trying to tell me something? Why do I keep dreaming about dogs? But it was past dogs. I don't understand. What are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to tell me something? I just remember a dog being in it. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I talked too much yesterday morning about I'm never late. I'm never late. Well, I almost went back to sleep this morning, and that caused me to run a little late. And then I got all tied up in watching this stupid video, which caused me to run even later. Yeah, so now it's 7:45, and I'm out walking Penny, and I need to be at work at 8 o'clock. I mean, if I'm a few minutes late, it's not going to matter, but I'm the person who's never late, so Karma's like, take that. Rude. Someone said yesterday you were about to end last night's video, the short little My Quickie video. Someone said you're about to tell us about your day, and then it went to you dropping the big bowl. That's what I meant, is this is what happened on top of my knee cracking in the doctor's office. And I picked up that bowl. It had this pretty metal band around the top. It wasn't old or special, or it was just a pretty glass bowl. I guess you'd call it a bowl. It was a decorative piece, and it had this pretty metal filigree type band around the top that had a rope handle. It was really pretty. Yeah. And I picked it up, and I guess that metal band wasn't as secure as I thought because it hit the floor. Next thing I know, shorty got low. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, just out walking Penn. The sun's peeking up over the fence over there. I don't know if you can see it. Sorta, kinda. But anyway, so, okay. You know what I don't like? About the beginning of fall? Spider webs. Yeah, out here walking. And there can be a web 12 feet long. One single web 12 feet long from this tree to that house. About, I don't know, my eyesight height, level, whatever. I'll run right into it. Yeah, we have writing spiders at work. We have one over by the mailbox, and then we have one, and when we come out the door, it's straight overhead. I don't kill those, and I don't tear down their webs. They're Charlotte's web. Yeah, I think they're called banana spiders. They're yellow and black. They have a few different names. One of their names is banana spiders. So anyway, I like them. That's a real indication that fall is here, although it's gonna heat up this week. I mean, not significantly, but it's 59 right now. It's cool. Daisy and Pete are out. They're probably gonna start barking, which that's fine. You can't hardly hear Pete anyway. And my girl's back there doing her thing. Come on, let's go. All right, well, the mama's sitting outside playing on her phone or something, so I'm gonna put my phone up because I don't like walking by people with my phone up in the air talking. Go back in the house where you belong. I'm just kidding. I'll be back. Hi, and just like that, it's lunchtime, and I'm going to get lunch. We're having Chipotle, and I hope it's good today. Sometimes we get it, it's really good. Sometimes we get it, it's But Lisa is on the phone in the meeting. I get to hang up early, so I was like, Chipotle, and she was like, yeah. So that way I can just order it and go get it, and we didn't have to really think about anything because we know what we want from there. Anyway, back to the dogs. Dreaming of deceased dogs. I looked it up on Google because Google knows everything. They know everything. One of the things it said was that you're dreaming of your deceased pets, dogs specifically, for all these different reasons, but one of the reasons is that your dogs are basically watching over you, guarding over you. And I was like, I like that. Yeah. There was a bunch of others, but I was like, I like that one. So I'm going to say that's what it is. Because it's surely not telling me it's time to get another one. No. I think Penny's fine without another dog. I think. Even though her eating, she likes, even if Gracie will just walk up to her plate, it will cause her to eat. But if there's no gaming involved with it, she'll just lay there and look at it. And I'm like, so then I go over there and try to get it, to try to force her to eat. Anyway, it's all a game to her, but she will eventually eat. Anyway, oh, let me get this back on air conditioning. This morning I had it on defrost and it's blowing out hot air. Okay, anyway, I thought of this story. I've told it before, but it's been a couple of years ago, and it's good enough to tell again. So I apologize if you've heard it before, but it's a doozy. So many years ago, way back in the 1900s, doesn't that sound like it was so long ago? The 1900s. I mean, this story was 33 years ago in 1990. Has 1990 really been 33 years ago? Yeah, I don't know if it was 1990. I'm just giving a broad spectrum range. Broad spectrum, whatever. Because that's about the time I worked at the jail, 88 to 95, so whatever. This guy came to jail. Now, why 33 years later I can still remember what he was wearing is odd to me, but I can. Because certain things just stick in my mind, and this was one of them, especially for the time we were in. Now, if I saw someone dressed like this, it probably wouldn't even faze me, but in 1990 it fazed me, because I was just a little old country girl who hadn't seen that much in the world. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so this guy comes to jail, get to the point, and he's wearing white Levi's, but they are skin tight, pencil leg. I didn't even know they made pencil leg back then. I don't know, maybe they did, but he had little pencil leg white Levi's. He had on high heel shoes, and he had on a button down shirt, like a men's button down shirt, but it was tied at the waist. I don't know too many back then that tied theirs at the waist. Now, again, whatever, you know, anything goes now, but not in 1990-ish. So he also had a bobbed haircut, kind of like mine. It was bobbed and it was blonde. Well, during the book-in process, I would ask them a series of questions, and I can still remember the questions and in what order they were asked, because I had to ask them so many times. Name, race, sex, date of birth, height, weight, hair, eyes, occupation, driver's license number, social security number, address, employment, blah, 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 blah. Aliases, do you go by any other names, nicknames, maiden names, you know, all that. Scars, marks, tattoos. That was always my favorite, because the guy standing in front of me, or girl, would have like tattoos all over them, and you would say, do you have any scars, marks, or tattoos? And they would say no, and I'm like, you want to rethink your answer on that, because I literally can see them with my two eyeballs. And they would go, oh, you mean those? I mean all of them, yeah. And then my next question would be next of kin. Please stand by so I can get my food. She handed me the bag and continued talking to the person behind her and slammed the window in my face as I said, thank you very much. Anyway, next of kin. So sometimes I would ask for next of kin, and I get it. People don't want to give anyone's name and number because they're afraid we're going to call them. So they would say, I don't have anybody. And I'm like, but you do. I mean, who are you going to call to get you out of jail? Oh, well, I'm going to call blah, blah. Or I would say, so you're not going to need to use the phone then if you don't have anybody to call. Oh, look, the only way we're going to call them is if you were literally deceased on the floor or in the bed, whatever. That's the only way we're going to call them. We don't just call people out of the blue. We don't have time. So I just need to know who to call to claim the body. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, so this guy says, my wife. Okay, get her name, phone number. Well, she comes to bond him out of jail. And when you go to bond somebody out of jail, you go up to the counter and you go, hi, I'm here to bob out. Bond out Bob Smith. Bob haircut, Bob Smith. Anyway, and they go, okay, we have Bob Smith charged with, do you remember that part in the Bible where they talk about Sodom and Gomorrah? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah. Bob is charged with Sodom and Gomorrah, and his bond is this. Well, Bob had told Cindy, whatever his wife's name was, that he was charged with DUI. Imagine Cindy's surprise when Bob showed up at the top of the stairs, bonding out in his high heel shoes. Cindy, I can tell you right now that I went with him upstairs because I wanted to see Cindy. Yeah, I did. I was nosy. I'm still nosy. I had to see Cindy. I had to put eyes upon her. Cindy was not ready for how Bob was dressed. She was not. So she didn't know. Yeah, I mean, she bonded him out anyway, which kudos to her for that. But yeah, Cindy didn't know about Bob's other side. Anyway, but the reason he was arrested for being in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Why are you riding on your brakes? I was going to try to not yell at traffic while I was driving down this road. I was going to try on a video not to yell at traffic, but this car is riding his brakes. I mean, like, there's no one in front of him.
Anyway, the reason he was arrested in Sodom and Gomorrah was because we have a park in this part of town. Well, not this part of town, but in Marietta. And the park is known to be Sodom and Gomorrah-like, if you get my drift. It's not just Makeout Hill, Blueberry Hill, you know, where all the teenagers go. No. It's specifically known for Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah. Well, that's that. Well, and just like that, I'm home from work. Yeah, it's the end of the day. I've already spoken with my dad. Joan's already called me to discuss dinner. I think she wants to buy me dinner because I got her mail while she was gone over the weekend. I don't really think that's deserving of a dinner, but, you know, people. I mean, am I going to turn down a dinner? No, but I don't expect it either. It took me a few minutes to realize why she even wanted to buy me dinner, because I was like, what are you buying me dinner for? I checked your mail like twice. I mean, what? Anyway, I think it's just being neighborly, don't you think? Yeah, it's just being neighborly. Anyway, back to the jail stories. You know, the only other thing about the jail that could correlate with this story is the people who did lie or try to show me their tattoos. I would say, do you have any scars, marks, or tattoos? And, you know, sometimes they'd be like, no. And I would say, I see them on your arm. I see it peeking out from under your shirt. Oh, you mean those? And then they'd start, like, pulling their clothes off to show me. And I'm like, look, I really don't need to see where they are. I just need to see where, like, if you say right arm and it's Snoopy, that's all I need to know, is that you have Snoopy on your right arm. Because when you go get in the shower later, the deputy's going to confirm. You know, I don't really need you to take all your clothes off to show me. But you would be surprised at how many, I'm going to say mostly men. I'm not going to say women never do it, but for me, it was men, because the women were not trying to impress me in any way, if you get what I'm saying. But the fact that I've seen so many things in my life. You know what I'm saying? So many things. They're all different. Yeah. I mean, just things are so different. Yeah. Anyway, sometimes they're tattooed. These things, you know, in life, they're different, and some of them have tattooed and have tattoos. And I just can't imagine. If y'all knew how hard this video has been to do, because calls. I called my dad, and then my sister-in-law called me, and then I had to call my dad back, and then I had to call her back, and then my brother called. Joan called in the middle of that. It looks like I have a sunroof, but that's the top of the windshield. So then I got some packages for Joan. So then I went over to give them to Joan, and Joan said, go ahead and order dinner while you're here. And I did that, and now I'm on the way to get dinner. Got Penny in the car with me, but I'm just gonna end the video here, because I'm never gonna get it posted if I don't just hurry up and end it. Yeah, so we discussed a lot of things today. Yeah. Bob and Things. Bob and Things. That's the name of the video, Bob and Things. Anyway, remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon, because people be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries, okay? Okay, goodbye. Love you, mean it.